I saw a hitchhiker recently. You never see that anymore. Of course, today we no longer refer to them as hitchhikers. Now we call them murderers. Which is what they do. They murder the nice people that give them rides. Talk about a lack of gratitude. Thanks for picking me up. Stab. Hitchhiking disappeared because it was dangerous for both participants, right? The hitchhiker and the driver. And you know, at one point, there must have been like a murderer driving around looking to pick up a hitchhiker, and he picked up a hitchhiker who was also a murderer. And the driver was like, I'm gonna kill you. And the hitchhiker was like, I'm gonna kill you. And I bet they had a laugh. I bet they laughed. And then slowly but surely, they fell in love. And that's what my musical's about. It's called Hitched. Flew in Thursday, driving from the airport. I saw this guy on a motorcycle. He looked so happy. You know, and whenever I see a motorcyclist on the highway, I always have the same thought. You're gonna die. What are you doing on the highway? You're gonna die. And the only reason I say that is because they're gonna die. I don't even know what the thinking is. It's like, well, I have to travel a long distance. Should I take a car or this motorized chair with no seatbelt? If I sneeze, I'll never walk again. Live to ride, and then die. I heard the motorcycle before I saw it. We've all heard those loud motorcycles. Wow, how small is his penis? And I didn't know this. The reason some motorcycles are so loud is because they want you to know they're gonna die. I have friends that love motorcycles. Some women are really into bikers. They're like, I just like a man who's dangerous, who can't afford a car, and who's definitely gonna die. But bikers are fascinating, right? What a uniquely American subculture. They're all about macho independence, right? They're all about independence. They're like, I just want to be out there on the road, just me and my bike alone with 30 other guys in matching outfits, riding in tandem so close we could French kiss each other. He's gonna get beat up by a marching band and a gang of bikers. Bikers are grown men who make the same phone calls of an 8-year-old boy. You guys riding my bikes today? Oh, I don't want to go alone. It's scary out there. Ask your mommy. The reason that's funny is because bikers are so intimidating, right? They're angry. Bikers seem angry, and I think it's because they're cold. Right? That vest with no shirt, that's got to be chilly. I wish I had a shawl. A shawl and my Uggs. Maybe a pumpkin spice latte. That vest with no shirt is so common among bikers. Is there like peer pressure? Look at Curtis over there, wearing a t-shirt under his vest, like a girl. Let's kick his ass, and then kiss him. Occasionally you'll see a biker giving someone a ride on the back of their motorcycle. It's usually a woman. Guys don't want to ride on the back. Right? It's hard to get a ride on the back of a motorcycle without giving an extended, intimate hug. Let's get out of here, Virgil. You smell wonderful, Virgil. What is that, lilac? You been doing sit-ups, Virgil? During the summer, occasionally you'll see a bicyclist on the highway. You ever notice those cyclists on the highway? They're always dressed like they're competing in the Tour de France. You're losing! And you're also gonna die. Those bicyclists, they have to settle down with the helmet design. It's all super aerodynamic. It's like, you're not going that fast. You're riding a bike. You're not in the movie Tron. And put on some clothes. What's with this spandex? Are you on your way to wrestle Blue Man Group? How many Blue Man references is he going to have? You ever see a bicyclist on the highway and they're not in spandex, they're just in regular clothes? They look like they have a DUI. Shoulda Ubered. Never see a cyclist giving someone a ride, right? There's no room. They're already sitting on that door handle of a seat. I'm just gonna sit here for 5 hours. I don't know why I can't have children. That's right, I'm going after the cyclists. What are they going to do, throw their baby bottle of water at me? I chase you, but for no reason at all, I'm wearing cleats. Click, 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 click. Are those cleats necessary? You're in a Starbucks. Click, 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 click. Do you have oat milk? I think it's interesting. People who ride bicycles are called cyclists, but people who ride motorcycles are called bikers? You know that's just the bikers bullying the cyclists. Hey, we're going to take the name biker. You can't use it. And the cyclists are like, motorcycle doesn't even have the word bike in it. We don't care. Also, we're going to dress like that guy from the Village People. Cyclists like, well, we were gonna do that. No, you're gonna dress like rhythmic gymnasts. Okay, clank, 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 clank. Bikers and cyclists both dress like they're on their way to a costume party. No other form of transportation has a uniform. You never see everyone on a cruise ship dressed like pirates, because it's not necessary. Bikers and cyclists, both on two wheels, nothing in common. It's like they're trying to be different. Even the placement of the handlebars, some cyclists have their handlebars in real tight. Some bikers have their handlebars way up here. Oh, this is comfortable. This reminds me of a big wheel. Now I know I have my wallet on a chain. Never see a unicyclist on the highway. You know why? Because they're all dead. Because I killed them. You're welcome. Is there any bigger attention grab than riding a unicycle? I guess a pogo stick, right? What was the pitch for the pogo stick? It's a stick you can jump on twice and then fall on your face. Interesting. If you practice, do you get better? Not at all, no. I'll take one. But unicyclists, they act like they don't want the attention. They always have that super casual look on their face, but their legs are so frantic. They're always like, oh, hey, what's going on, everyone? Oh, I'm not doing anything. Does anyone have 3 bowling pins I could juggle? I could annoy you with 2 unnecessary skills. That joke takes way too much effort. I think the greatest irony of teenagers is that they're embarrassed of their parents. It's like, oh, you're embarrassed of me? Have you looked in the mirror? Each of my teenagers has come up to me at different points and been like, hey, can you act like you don't know me? We can make that permanent. It's amazing how consistent the theme of embarrassment is throughout parenting, right? Because when your kids are little, they're constantly embarrassing you, right? Some of the things they say or scream, they're like, why is that guy so fat? Is that woman a witch? Jews, Jews. It's juice. Juice. Please say juice. That actually happened to me. I was in a Whole Foods in New York City. And my 2 blonde children were screaming for Jews. They were demanding Jews in a way that would lead you to believe they've been delivered Jews before. Jews, 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 Jews. For the love of Jesus, please say Jews. They love Jews. Not Jews. I mean, they love Jews, too. You get that from me, I'm a Jew lover. Love me some Jews. Your kids consistently embarrass you, and then one day, out of nowhere, you're the biggest source of humiliation in their life. They don't tell you when that happens, and there are strict rules that you only learn about when you break them. I was at dinner recently, and my 14-year-old daughter was like, and then Dad walked into the high school. My wife was like, honey, you didn't go into the school, did you? Look. It was cold out. What planet are we on? She's pretty amazing. I have no complaints. Well, if there was one complaint. Not a complaint, an observation. My wife's not a fan of our dog. Well, she's indifferent to our dog. But, to a dog lover, people that are indifferent to dogs seem like sociopaths. It's like, you don't love dogs. Who hurt you? There's no excuse to not love dogs. I mean, my wife's allergic. That's one excuse. But our dog is so sweet and will not leave my wife alone. Whenever my wife enters the room, the dog climbs all over her, sneezing, and as my wife pushes the dog away so that she can breathe, there's always part of me that thinks, hey, don't be mean to my dog. Now, you may be wondering, if your wife's allergic, why do you even have a dog? Did you get the dog and then discover your wife's allergic? No. I've known my wife's allergic for 20 years, and I never expected us to get a dog. I never did. I mean, we live in an apartment in New York City. We have 5 children. I travel constantly. We're not getting a dog. But then the pandemic happened, and all the reasons to not get a dog seemed to disappear. We rented a house in the suburbs with a big yard. I stopped traveling. My wife's allergies didn't change. Mainly, my kids started begging for a dog. Can we get a dog? Can we get a dog? It was like on a daily basis. So I told my wife, I'm like, let me handle this. So I called a family meeting, and I stood next to my wife, and I said, once and for all, your mother is allergic to dogs. When she's around dogs, she feels physically ill. And my youngest, he's so sweet, he was like, can't Mom just get a shot in her stomach? He reminds me of myself. So I turned to my wife, and I was like, can't you just get a shot in your stomach? She was like, what the hell are you doing? And I was like, well, I don't know why you're mad at me. He's the one who asked. She didn't think it was funny. And I could see that we weren't getting anywhere. So I proposed a compromise. I was like, what if we fostered a dog? The dog would only live with us until a permanent home was found or my wife died. She really didn't think that was funny and left the room. But the next day, out of nowhere, she was like, all right, fine, we can foster a dog, but we're not keeping it. And I was like, we're not keeping it. So I went and I got this dog and I brought it home. And the most incredible thing happened. Not only did my children fall in love with this dog, but slowly, over time, and being occasionally exposed to the dog, my wife's allergies didn't change. But she witnessed how much my children loved the dog, so she decided we could keep the dog. She made that sacrifice for my family, and it made me realize I don't get enough credit. I don't bring this up a lot, but I think I'm allergic to children. And we got 5 of those. We only got 1 dog, and it's not a competition, but I win. After we had the dog for like a month, my wife was feeling sluggish. We thought she had COVID. She kept testing negative, so she went to the doctor, and they took a blood test, and they discovered she had contracted Lyme disease, which is something you get from a tick, which is something that dogs foster. She told me this over the phone, and I was like, oh, she's gonna kill me.
She's going to kill me, and she has every right to kill me. And I just braced myself as she drove home. But when she got in the house, she very calmly walked up to me and she goes, well, I have Lyme disease because of that dog. What do you have to say for yourself? And I said the only thing I could say. I was like, well, you're the one who wanted the dog. She said, don't gaslight me. And I was like, I've never heard that term before. She was like, you've never heard of gaslighting? And I was like, I don't think anyone on this planet has heard of gaslighting. You might be going crazy. Now I'm sensing some tension in the room. What you have to understand is that the Lyme disease is gone. She's fine. And by the way, also, my wife is the strongest person I've ever met. Those 5 children, she gave birth to each of those children in our apartment, no drugs. She had Lyme disease, it's gone, she's fine. Before that, she had a brain tumor, it's gone, she's fine. And I asked her at one point, I go, what's been the biggest challenge you've encountered? And she said, being married to you. And I have to tell you, I take pride in that.